Yo, what's happening, party people? I was just waiting for somebody to pop in the live. I don't know if you guys seen this before. This is my Robert DIY cup. Let me try to wipe off this camera. It kind of looks a little blurry. I think it might have some fingerprint on it or something. Do 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 do. Be better off if I use a lens cleaner. And I am live. What's happening? Hey, this ain't my idea, and I don't know if this is legal or not. Well, not my first live stream. This is my first live stream that people can do super chat. So that's special as well. But Mita had an idea, and she said, hey, if people can speed chat and you get some people that, make donations, why not give them a prize or a gift? I said, I don't know if that's legal. So anyway, after talking with her about 10 or 15 minutes, we decided to do this. If we raise $50 of super chat in our live, during our live time, and that's people donating here, donating through PayPal, donating through Zelle, whatever, we will give away these prizes. So the first prize we'll give away, if we raise $50 through Super Chat, is a Robert DIY sticker. Okay. If we raise $50, oh, that was $25. If we raise $50, we're going to give away a cup. Robert DIY coffee cup. If we raise, I guess the next level is $100, we're going to give away a Hot Wheel signed by me. You know, the Volvo 850 Hot Wheels. I'll go ahead and sign this one now. Robert DIY. We're going to give away a Robert DIY Hot Wheel. And if the next level was $150, we're going to give away a first edition Robert DIY t-shirt. And I just thought, make it fair. For every $2 you do through Super Chat, you get an entry. So if you give $10, you're going to get $5 in the raffle. So basically, we're selling raffle tickets, I guess. But this is the Robert DIY first edition shirt. Many of you have seen it before. It's on my website. And if for some strange reason, now, I mean, this is possible, If we raise $250, we're going to give all four away to one person. So if you give $50 through Super Chat, you get 25 entries. Once the Super Chat is over, we'll let this video ride for about an hour. So here, it's 9:20. I'm probably going to be on here about an hour. So 10:15, 10:20. At 11:30, I'm going to shut it down. Any donations I got up until 11:30 will count. Anything after that won't count. So 11:30 my time, I'm on New York City time, the Big Apple. And that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I was just going to come on here, take a couple of questions if people have questions. I was also going to maybe talk about transmissions. Transmissions is kind of a topic now. These cars that I drive are 30 years old. They're having transmission issues. Let me pull up my channel so I could see my live chat. It's hard for me to see it. I'm actually broadcasting to you guys through my phone, and this way I can see the chat going on here. So let's see the chat here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and answer questions, and then I'll talk about the live chat subject, which, hey, $1.99 is a ticket. Yeah, I didn't know it was $1.99. That's good for an entry. So there we go. We got one person already in, but remember, we got to get at least $25 to start giving away the prizes. Hopefully, that's not a problem for my generous crowd here. All right. Thank you so much, Elmore. What's up, Robert? Drove the Platinum 850 today. Thought about you while shifting gears. Sweet, sweet. Man, shifting them gears. I actually went to put a quaif in the transmission today. I went to my storage, got the transmission, ran it through the gears manually, had everything set, cracked it open. Guess what? Already had a quaif in it. Dang. That's the transmission I think I'm going to go ahead and drop in Panther, because Panther has first and third gears bad. Somebody blew the synchros in that thing. So I'm going to go ahead, close that transmission up in the morning, throw that thing in Panther probably 4 or 5 days from now, after I get done with the 2 vehicles I'm working on. Somebody purchased a yellow sedan. I think I mentioned that. They're having some work done on it. When I finish it up as far as I can get it, minus the bumper respray, I'm going to then get this other wagon running. Hopefully, I think I'm going to replace the wire harness in it. Then I'm going to do Panther. So hopefully in a week, Panther will be back on the road. AJ, man, all is well. Feeling good, feeling healthy. The heat, man, the heat is beating me up. I'm not digging the heat. I actually feel tired at the end of the day. So when I call into the day, I'm talking like 6:30. If I've been in the heat, man, I'm whooped. Elmore, whether or not it's your idea, it's a damn good idea. Hey, I'm open to ideas. All right, so we got Meet is on here. The number 1 sign look backwards. This is backwards. Let me see what it looks like here. Do. Yep, it's all backwards. I guess I'll just read it off. Every 15 minutes, I'll recap this. Do. If you're a penny away from $10, that's 5 entries. We're just going to keep it like that. And again, I'm going to shut this down at 11:30, the entries. Some people go through PayPal. Some people go through Zelle. On my website, you can find that information. Zelle is my phone number. PayPal is rspiwin@gmail.com. All that stuff's on my website. Do. All right. Robert, all things aside, you are petrol head or a diesel head? Or is it like both, depending on the situation? I don't quite understand that question, but we really don't have diesel cars here. You got to have a Volkswagen really to have a diesel car, if that's what you mean. All my cars are gas operated. I don't have any electric cars. I guess that would be in the mix, but we just don't have diesel cars. I don't know what a diesel head is. Whoa, it's 4:20 a.m. in Europe. Yes, it is that time in Europe. However, I'm going to start trying to go live at noon my time, which would be 6 or 7 o'clock in Europe in the evening. So Saturday evening, I'll go live. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's what I'm going to do. That way people in that area, first of all, they have a chance to enjoy the live broadcast. Secondly, they have a chance to get in on this thing. Because, man, I wouldn't wake up at 4 in the morning. Well, I don't know why I said that. I'm up at 4 in the morning. I'm up at 3:30, 4 o'clock every morning. So this may be great time for them if they're an early riser like I am. Let's see some more chat information here. Birch. Man, Birch, I don't see your chat amount. Maybe that's an option to keep that thing hidden. But I will see if I can see that as the author. I just don't know if that's something I can see. Do 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 do. Yeah, I don't know if I can see that. I see number one crowns, number two crowns. I'll have to check into that. See if you sent a donation and I can't see the amount. Somehow let me know what that amount is. We're already past the $25, so somebody's getting a sticker. If you sent a chat, you'll be in the drawing for a sticker. For every $2 that you sent, I will make sure you get that amount of entries. Okay, your thing's $20. I appreciate the support, and I will definitely make sure you get 10 entries on the drawing. So there we have it. Let's roll a little bit further down here, see if there's any more chats. Do 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 do. This is actually fun. I didn't know it was going to be fun. Thanks for saving my behind. I appreciate your hard work. Man, I started doing this channel primarily to help people. People like myself that didn't have $150 at a time to go to the dealer. I actually took one of my cars to the dealer. I was out in the country looking at dogs, me and my daughter. As we was leaving somebody's property, I was on the edge of their driveway, which had a railroad tie. The railroad tie caved in and my 740 landed on the driveway. It pushed my plastic gas tank up, bent my fuel sending unit. When we got the car back on the driveway, I drove away. My sending unit was about a quarter of a tank high. Wasn't sucking on the bottom of the tank no more. Started running out of gas at a quarter tank. I didn't know why. I go to the dealer. They were in there investigating. Instead of unplugging my sending unit at the plug, these folks cut my wires and then spliced them back together. Now I got a fuel gauge problem. I know this because I went in there later to check it out. Because they charged me $900 and didn't fix my problem. They pulled the fuel sending unit out. They seen that the accordion style hose on the sending unit was crimped. It didn't hit their lightning fast head that the sending unit was bent. That's why the hose was crimped. So they removed the hose and put a shorter hose on there instead of straightening out the sending unit. Sent me on my merry way. After they put 5 gallons of gas in it, I promptly ran out of gas the next time I was at a quarter tank. Called them up. Now I'm running out of gas and I got a problem with my gas gauge, so I'm really in trouble. I got to have my gas gauge to know to stay above a quarter of a tank, which I really didn't know I was running out of gas out of a quarter tank. I just know I was running out of gas. So I went back and got into an argument with them because they had my car for like 4 or 5 days. I need my car. I went to a Volvo place, a guy that had about 60 Volvos on his property out in the country. I purchased a sending unit from him used. I went to put it in. That's when I seen all this carnage. So I went back down to the dealer, $150 an hour, and y'all hacking up my car. What's up with that? They said they didn't do it. They didn't cut my wire. Like, this is the first time anybody ever worked on that car other than me. So they want to argue with me about that. I said, all right. My friend was an attorney. I said, man, I need some of your stationery. Sent them a letter on some attorney stationery. I had my $914 back that afternoon. They said, hey, you want us to mail you your check or you want to come get it? I'll come get my check. Thank you. It was only a mile and a half from my house. So I started this channel to help people like myself that didn't want to deal with that kind of service, let alone the cost of it. And man, there's a bunch of people that are saving money, and I'm real glad about that. So Here we are. I haven't counted the super chat yet. We may be up to the $50 to get a cup. So, those of you that have just joined, my wife suggested that, hey, since this is our first super chat live, why don't we give prizes away to those that want to participate in the super chat donation? You can do it here on YouTube, or you can send it through PayPal or Zelle or something like that. All those options are on my website, robertdiy.com. We've already raised at least $25, so somebody is going to get a sticker. I done lost the sticker. Whoever we're going to put in the drawing, for every $2, we're going to enter somebody to drawing. So if you gave $9.99, you're going to have 5 entries in that drawing. We're going to draw somebody within 2-3 days, announce it Saturday, who wins the sticker. If we do $50 worth of super chat donations, we're going to give away a cup. Somebody will win a cup just like this, brand new Robert DIY cup. If we raise $100, somebody will get a Hot Wheel. Now, if you win the drawing and you don't want the Hot Wheel or because you got one, you could choose a lesser prize. We're okay with that. If we raise $150, somebody will get a Robert DIY t-shirt. This is the original Robert DIY t-shirt design. And I'll leave it open if you want to pick a different style t-shirt off my website. I'm okay with that. But this is what we were planning on giving. And if for some reason we raise $250, man, you have all 4 prizes. So we appreciate you stopping by. So anyway, we're going to talk about transmissions tonight. Let me see if somebody's got a question here before I get into that. We may not get to transmissions if we got some questions here people need answers to. Somebody's got an 04 V70. Just purchased it. I thought I had checked it out thoroughly, but a mile or 3 after driving off, I had steam from the radiator. Now I tell people, go on at least a 5-mile test drive. And in that 5 miles, you make sure you have the opportunity to hit 50, 60 miles an hour, and you get to put that gas pedal all the way to the floor. You don't want to buy a car that somebody's bought or somebody's had that they ain't never hit what. Like, when that car left the factory, it was designed to do what? So why are people afraid to do what? Every time I do what in one of my cars, Mita screams like I'm abusing the car. No, these cars are made to do what? Got to drive 5 miles or so. Got to hit 60. Got to hit... Man, there was a lady in California that was waiting for me to get out there. I can't remember the town, but it wasn't far from LA. I get there, and she had purchased a car. They didn't want her to test drive it. It was pretty cheap. She drove off. She didn't make it halfway home 5 miles, and the car broke down. She got it going again, got back to where she purchased it from. Those folks were gone. Wasn't nobody living in the house. Wasn't nobody there. They wouldn't answer the phone. They sold her a car that they knew was having intermittent running issues. She waited for me to get out there, and you guys ain't going to believe this, but I called my mechanic back in Cincinnati named William. William's like one of the top, I would put him in one of the top 5 mechanics in the country for working on Volvo. William told me to pull the ECU and put it back in because that car wasn't even cranking right. I thought she needed a starter. I said, first of all, we got to replace the starter. Somebody pulled the ECU to replace a headlight bulb and didn't put the ECU back in right. And this was causing all these drivability problems. Fortunate for me, she had a tool. We put the ECU back in properly. Car ran smooth as silk. It took me about 45 minutes of jacking around with it before I finally called William. Took William 3 minutes to diagnose it. and help us get that car fixed. So for less than an hour of being there, they were trying to charge her like $3,000 or something. I told the lady, I said, I don't know, give me $150 or something like that, and we're good. She tipped me probably that much again for helping her save that much money. So, gotta do your test drive, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Steam blowing off the radiator. Hopefully, there's no damage on the head. So, that's fine. Um, and steam is not a big problem as long as you get that radiator fixed. You don't run low on coolant and you don't blow your engine. I got a message from a guy the other day. I guess this is story time. Sends me a message. He has an S70. He was driving on the freeway and his radiator came apart. Lost all his coolant immediately. I don't know what he did, but he probably tried to take the next exit. I used to tell my daughter, if you see that low coolant light, turn the key off. The fact that you're not in park, the key won't go all the way off. You'll still have steering. Turn the car to the side of the road, put your flashers on, and then after you stop, put it in park. Fortunately, most of these Volvos stop even if the engine's off. They're not like some of these other crazy cars that have no brakes, no steering, no nothing when you turn the key off. Well, anyway, this person tried to get off the road, and I guess he got off the road. Well, he blew his head in that time. So by the time he messages me, he's got his radiator replaced, but now he has no compression in 2 and 3. Man, you blew your head, you know. I don't know why you replaced the radiator. You should have decided whether or not that car was worth replacing the head. So these cars are very unforgiving with running out of coolant. Just don't run that thing out of coolant. Joe, hey Robert, help me decide. Cut an across hole or do the prime method for the P80 all-wheel drive fuel pump replacement. I prefer prying down on the tank. If that thing is not all rust under there, you can get a few bolts loose, a strap loose. You can pry that thing down and get it out, get it back in, put a board in there. I think I use like a 2x4 or 2x6 to hold it down so I can get the pump out and back in. You know, now the last one I did, we're actually cutting the wires to the pump, like right about the pump. And we're using those heat gun solder things to solder the wires in. Because it's a pain in the butt getting the wires threaded back up to where the wires are connected to. So we're cutting the wires. This guy, he had cut a hole in the floor. You know, I'm a pry the tank down guy. That's what I prefer to do. You have a Ematic converter box video in a playlist. I don't know what that is. I own one. Ematic converter box. You have to text me a picture of that or send it through an email. I don't know what it is. Birch 2929. Anyway, I had the rat replaced with an aftermarket one. Now I've noticed oil in the coolant reservoir. Man, no coolant on the dipstick. That could be a problem with your oil cooler on that car. So it could be a defective radiator letting coolant and oil transfer. That's kind of common with aftermarket radiators. I would definitely try to get on that as quick as I can. So oil is getting into the coolant areas. Could be a radiator, could be your oil cooler having issues. Hopefully it's not a head. I bought one of those combustion leak detectors with the blue fluid and ran it. What happened when you ran it? Man, I moved this thing and I don't know where I'm at now. Man, these chats are going. All right. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, I got more chats. I guess I'm just gonna be sitting here answering questions if I can. Ran it. Went to my first Volvo car show. Told everyone to watch Robert DIY. Thank you, Robert Blacksmith. Hello from Sri Lanka. Wow, nice. Thank you for tuning in. It didn't turn yellow, so I'm not sure what's next step. You think it's a bad oil cooler? Could be bad oil cooler, could be bad radiator. If you wasn't having that issue before you installed that radiator, could be bad radiator. Another donation. Thank you very much, Birch. How you have so many people give money? Man, I have so many people give money because I've saved so many people money. Man, I don't really know how many views I've had, but I'm probably over 65 million views, maybe. I don't know. Most of my videos are showing people how to do something. So these people are saving. If you just watch the video to change the spark plug, you're saving $350 on being able to change the spark plugs without having a mechanic do that. If you are doing a timing belt, man, somebody told me the dealer was charging like $1,400 to do a timing belt job. You could buy those parts for $300, do it yourself in 4 or 5 hours. You save yourself $1,000. That's incredible. You watch the video a couple times, you'll have the confidence to do it. And if you don't mix that up with a lot of other people's stuff and get confused, you'll do it. I'm not an alarmist. I don't scare people and try to tell them they got to be, 20 years experience to do a timing belt. You could do a timing belt if you just watch the videos, pay attention, and don't add nothing to it or take nothing away. Save $1,000. So a lot of people, they've changed wheel bearings, timing belt, PCV. Man, one guy told me that he saved like $5,000 in 3 years. Following the videos, fixing stuff that was broke on his 850s. That's why people ain't got a problem with breaking off $20 or something. Do. What's the topic here? Well, the topic was transmissions, but people have questions. And if I'm on live and somebody's got a question, I don't go on live often, so hey, I'll answer questions. Hey, Robert, I had a trans put in my 850 a couple of years ago. My mechanic said it came from you originally. So I think that was kind of cool. Awesome. Nice. Uh-oh, Mexico did, I think, 50 pesos. I don't know, what's that, like $4? You got to let me know so I can put you in for the right amount of entries. It's got the dollar sign on the back of the 50, so I don't know if that's pesos or what. do. Volvo mean? What does Volvo mean? I think it means I roll. That's what I was told it means, so we'll go with that until somebody corrects me. How I have a Volvo S80, a 2.0 4T5, random injection misfire at idle, but injectors come back at 25 no codes. Please help diagnose this. Man, I have a good misfire video that shows you how to diagnose a misfire. Start out by checking compression. Check your spark plugs. First of all, you check your spark plugs. Make sure they're gapped properly and replace them if they haven't been replaced in a while. Then you check your coils. Make sure you got good coils in there. If it's got a lot of miles on it, the coils could be worn out. If I had a car with coils, I would replace those coil packs every 150,000, whether I thought they needed them or not. Reggie, I am live, man. He has saved me so much trouble with my 2000 V70 station wagon Volvo. Whoop whoop. What's up, Reggie? And Jarek said, well, hit the brother with some cash. All right, well, we've another 15 minutes is going by. This is my first live with Super Chat. So my wife suggested, hey, if people are participating in the Super Chat, have some stuff given away. What we basically came out with is if we raise $25, which we have, we're going to give away a Robert DIY sticker. Boom. We're going to do a raffle. For every $2 that people donate, they will get a ticket in that raffle. We're going to do a drawing, Robert DIY sticker. If you get $50, that's 25 entry. If we make $50, we're going to give away a Robert DIY cup. You don't have to give $50. You can give $2, $1.99. That'll qualify you for an entry. You can do it on PayPal, Zelle, some other form. You don't have to do it on. But at 11:30 p.m. New York time, I'm shutting this thing down, not taking donations to credit you toward these prizes after that. So $50, we get one of those. At $100, we're giving away a signed Hot Wheel. Of course, if you don't want a Hot Wheel, you'd rather have a cup, we'd be glad to give you a cup. But if we raise $100, we're going to do a Hot Wheel on this live. At $150, we're going to give away a Robert DIY t-shirt. First edition Robert DIY design. And if we raise $250, somebody's going to get all four. For every $1.99 or $2 you donate, that will give you an entry in it. So some people gave like $9.99. That's 5 entries in the raffle. So let's move on, answer some questions. I guess it's too of a European question about petrol heads and diesel heads. Because here in Europe, it's like a big choice. Which both cults you going to join? Man, I guess I'm pumping gas, so I'm a petrol head. I found a 95 960 for $5,000 with 230,000 miles on it. Do you think this is a decent price for a decent condition? No. You know, the Volvo 960 used to be my favorite car of all time, and it still may be, but it is so hard getting parts for that. I ain't doing it, man. I don't think that if somebody gave me a 960 that I would accept it. You know, there are parts on the 960, 96 and newer that people want. So I'd probably take those parts off and unfortunately send the car to the crusher, get $250 there, sell a few parts, maybe another $400 or $500 and be done with it. Because when you can't get parts to fix a car, man, that goes downhill fast. Now, I love the 960, but man, I'm just not doing it. I'm not. I'm sorry. If it was like new, I wouldn't get 5Gs for it. That's just me. I apologize. Until somebody starts making some 960 parts, I'm out. Everybody become a member. $2 USA a month. Sweet. Thank you, Swag. Give this a thumbs up. Yes, please like it, man. How many likes do I have? How many views have I had? I can't really see how many views I've had total. But likes, man, we definitely need likes. I can't see that. My phone is in the way. Looks like we've only had 15 likes. So maybe that'll get better. Help me out. Let's see. All right, so where do you sign up to be a member? I'm missing all this good stuff. Man, I think if you look like right under the video, so you may have to minimize your video. You'll see things like, share, dislike, and I think one of them says join. If you join, that's how you become a member. I activated that a couple days ago. One, it makes it easier for people to tip me, people to show their financial support, stuff like that. Two, man, I'm getting old. I got to start finding a way to save a couple dollars for maybe I'll be able to retire one day. Some of us, we so broke, we're going to have to work till we die. Some of us, if we live longer than that, we're going to need some bread to make it, you know. So I activated that stuff. It is what it is. Hey, mama, mama, mama. I got my mama on here. Sweck is trying to get him straight on that. I couldn't test drive my 740. Sat in the garage for 20 years with old fuel. I still bought it. Man, I don't have a problem with you buying a car that you haven't tested. I've purchased cars I didn't see. Heck, I purchased Lemonade without seeing it. I asked that guy to send me 2 pictures. He wanted to send me 50. I don't want 50 pictures. I want 2. Paid several $1,000s for that car. I asked him to send me 2 pictures so I could check the VIN out. And I asked him, could he drive that car 30 miles? And I bought it, went and got it. And I mean, if you're spending less than $1,000 for a car that isn't wrecked and has a clean title, I don't know if you can go wrong. If it's an R, it don't even have to have an engine or transmission for me to pay a G for that thing. I don't like getting into body work issues where the car is wrecked, all crinkled up. That's expensive. But if the car's not wrecked, I'll buy the shell of a R for $1,000 if you got a title. I need a title. All right, Sweat, thank you, sir, for your membership. And let me tell you something. Sweat is one of my first buddies that really showed his love for my videos. I got Swag, my buddy Sebastian. Sebastian gets up to go to work at like 4:35 in the morning, so he probably sleep already. But these guys hit me up quick and said, hey, Robert, man, I appreciate what you're doing. You saving me money. I'm enjoying the Volvo content. Here's some support. Actually, the very first person that sent me a tool with a couple of checks was my boy from Maine, Rudy. Rudy called me up and said, hey man, I dig what you're doing. I'm able to make a couple of bucks. This is my side hustle. I watch your videos. I fix a couple of Volvos. I noticed you got cheap junky tools. Let me send you a few tools. Say thank you. Sent me a couple of Craftsman tools. Man, I still got those tools. Very good tools. And sent me a money order for $100. He said him using my videos to fix other people's car made him feel like he was stealing from me. I said, no, man, you ain't stealing from me. Do your thing. I'm out here trying to help people. I appreciate it. Go ahead. All right. So somebody got a gift membership by Sweat. Nice. All right, let's see if we got any more comments here. I need to Somebody said, okay, so Sweat offered a membership and Jared snatched that thing. Nice. Uh-oh, somebody else got one too. Nice, Birch, membership. Uh-oh, got Jay Gibson one. Nice. Christmas Mental Palace. Christian's Mental Palace. Nice. Thanks, Sweat done gave away 5 guest memberships. Dang, man. Sweet. We salute you, sir. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Sweck is in my corner, man. So I met Sweck. I happened to be in Cincinnati visiting my daughter. I lived like, I don't know, Albuquerque or Little Rock somewhere. I came to Cincinnati. I think I was in Albuquerque at the time. I went to the junkyard here, U Pull and Pay. I was in the junkyard and I started feeling like somebody was watching me. So I'm like, dang, I'm going to have to stab somebody in the junkyard. so Sweat kind of approached me and I'm like, what's up, man? What you need? He said, what you say? So I said something else. He's like, oh, man, you Robert DIY dude? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, bro, man, hold on a second. And he just ran off. I was like, now I really need to sharpen my knife because he done went and got him a weapon. I'm going to have one better than him. So I'm like waiting for this guy to come popping back up because I'm on defense now, man. Swag shows back up. He's got a soda and a Gatorade. He said, man, what's your poison, man? You rather have a Gatorade or a soda? I was like, dang, give me a Gatorade. He hooked me up with a Gatorade. We talked, took me outside. He had I think it's a 2000 C70 coupe. He had done a little bit to it, put a nice exhaust on it. maybe a little tune. He's like, man, drive my car, drive my car. I was like, man, this guy's serious. Drove his car. And then somehow or another we were talking, and he was working at Champs where you buy sneakers and stuff. He said, Champs. I was like, man, I need some sneakers. He said, come up here, man. You can have my employee discount. So I think it was Champs. Anyway, went up there. He helped me fit me up with some good shoes, man. Best walking shoes I ever had at the time, man. And he's guided me through getting what I wear today. But hey, hook me up. I probably saved $70 on them sneakers. Needed to save that money too. So he's always been on my side. Seeing him do this, man, that's just par for the course. Nice to see you. Can I ask a question? JF, absolutely. Those things are tanks. All the best. Yeah, man. 740s, 240s, 760 turbos. Man, they are tanks. Good evening, my friend. Thanks for all you do. Love your videos. Thank you, Charles. That's way too much money. He said, Mantis. Uh-oh, I don't know what happened. Well, listen. I had a guy call me one time, and it was like Black Friday-ish. And somebody had asked me, or several people had asked me, to put a wish list up on my website. Because at the time, man, I wasn't really charging people. I was doing like helper tours. And this guy said that he seen my video, he appreciated what I was doing, and he checked my wish list, and he seen I needed tires on 2 of my cars. Queen Bee and Panther needed tires. He was like, I'm going to buy you a Sam's membership, go down to Sam's, pick out the tires, call me, I'll pay for them on the spot. I was like, huh? Like, you going to just buy me like $600 worth of tires? He said, man, you done saved me and thousands of other people so much. Man, that's nothing to me. Don't sweat it. And, it kind of took me back because, I never had nobody that I hadn't met and hadn't done work for just like, give me $600. I was like, man, that's crazy. But the crazy thing is, by that time, I have given away like 5 cars. Like, bought a car, serviced it, gave it to a needy family. I used to give cars to single moms, elderly people, college kids. I'd given away several cars, but I thought it was strange that somebody was trying to hook me up with about $600. Anyway, because of the Black Friday sales, I was able to put a set of tires on Queen Bee for like $425, and he let me use the other $175 towards some tires I put on Panther. So I ended up buying Panther a set of tires for like $400. So I got 2 sets of tires on my car for like $225, man. I'm telling you, that was a serious blessing. And there's been other people that's been blessing to me too. I don't think I've ever met that guy still. That was 6-7 years ago. So, I don't know how much somebody gave that you said that's way too much. Man, yeah, I mean, some people can afford it. $100, $200, that ain't a big deal for them. All right, Reggie, I have a 2000 V70 station wagon with 150,000 on it, and it is slower to accelerate than usual. Another problem is, this is the best way I can explain it, it slips gears and makes like a loud pop. I don't know what's going on with that slipping gears loud pop thing. Definitely check the fluid in that transmission, man. You don't need that. Now, a car that old, 25 years old, I had to ask, how old is the fuel pump? One of the symptoms of a failing fuel pump is slower acceleration. That could be an issue. If it's leaking oil past the valve stem seals, it could be sending oil down into the cat and clogging the cat. I would definitely scan that thing for codes with a Volvo class scanner. Deal with those codes. Now, I don't know why people drive around with codes in their car, but there are people who drive around 6-7 codes in their car and they just keep going. I guess that's what people do with old cars. Me, I don't have any codes in my cars. I got a code in Lemonade for some ABS issue. Doesn't affect drivability, and it just popped up a catalytic converter code because that thing is consuming oil. Oil's going down the exhaust. It's starting to clog the cat. When those cats get, I heard by Scotty Kilmer, they get 5% clogged, they'll trigger a code. So performance is not hampered on that car yet, but I do have a cat code. So I'm about to deal with that before I hit the road here. So that's the first thing I would check. See if you got an old fuel pump, 25 years old, just replace that thing, man. Okay. Also, do you prefer automatic or manual transmission? Man, I'm a manual transmission guy. I converted Panther several years ago to manual. When I used to get in Queen Bee, I used to stick the key in the ignition and kick my foot out to push in the clutch, and it didn't have one, and that would make me cuss every time. I would say a low-level cuss word because I didn't have a clutch to push in. So, man, I'm a shifting guy, It just ain't no fun if it ain't got a stick. Because as a European, I'm going to manual until the day I die. Yeah, somebody told me, I told them I was going to manual swap Queen Bee. They were like, man, don't manual swap. Don't have two manuals. Then what happened if something happened and you can't shift gears? Then I don't need to drive. That's how I feel. If I can't shift gears, just leave me home or have somebody drive me there. I got to be able to drive the gears, man. Come on. If I'm that busted, I don't need to drive. What you going with an Americans, but also a veteran Volvo tech. Yeah, man. Give me the stick. I got 4 transmissions in my storage. Now, one of these transmissions and manual swap kits, I was holding for a guy that said he wanted to manual swap his car. I called him up last week. I'm ready to do it. The week after next. Hey, I'm going to come by manual swap. I know you've been waiting. Time to do it. No reply. No answer. I drive by the guy's shop. He got a shop, man, that can fit like probably 12 cars in there. I get there, the place is a ghost town. Gone. So I actually have a manual swap kit that I don't have a car for. So if somebody needs a manual swap done, hit me up. I might be able to help you out. Thanks for the 850. You're welcome, Jerry. All right, Charles. Hi again. JF, a 98 S90 auto climate blower motor resistor going bad. What are the options to replace or repair with no parts available online anywhere? This is your lucky day. There's a 960 that got into an accident somewhere around here because they dropped that thing in a salvage yard close to me. So, now, I can't do business on YouTube, which means if you say, hey, Robert, go get that for me, I can't find your message to go get it. So you need to call me, text me, or send me a message on WhatsApp and let me know, hey, I need this part. What do we need to do to get it? Man, it's just time for me. If I'm making a special trip to the junkyard to get you a part, cover my time, I'll get the part. That may run it up. Somebody had me go hit that 960 for a AC line. Cost them $110. I wish I could do it cheaper, but hey, I got to stop what I'm doing here. I got to load my tools up in my car. I got to drive a half hour to the junkyard. I have to wait in line to get in the junkyard. I have to pay those folks to get in the junkyard. Then I got to go out there and find the car. Then I got to dig through the car to see if the part you want's there. Then I got to take that part out. God hope it's good. And then come back home, another half hour. I got to find a box for that part, box it up, ship it to you. I'm into that thing for 3 hours, man. 3 hours at $75 an hour. You're looking at $225 plus whatever the cost to get the parts is. If it's within a half hour, I don't charge people for gas and travel time usually. But like somebody had me go all the way 2 hours to the next town, Louisville, Kentucky, to get some parts. That's going to ruin my whole day. If I don't get so much money a day, I'm probably going to be in trouble financially. I'm going to be scrimping and scraping trying to pay my electric bill. So I got to charge you for a day just to cover myself. So I go down there, I might bring a few parts. Hopefully there's other people that need parts. and y'all could share that expense. If I drive 4 hours to get a part, that's 4 hours that somebody's going to have to grease my palm for, or I can't do it. So if I get to get parts for 3 people, I could separate that cost over 3 people, which makes it more affordable. So hope that makes sense. But hey, if you need a part for this 960, you tell me where it is, how difficult it is to go get it out. I'll be glad to go get it, ship it to you, you know. And I ship worldwide, you know. I got the options on my website to ship worldwide. If you want to buy the part through my website, that'll give you shipping estimates. I could list it on my website. You could purchase it through there before somebody else finds it and grabs it. I don't have no problem with that. I've shipped things to Australia, Austria, shipping parts to Japan. I shipped something a day or two ago over to Germany. Man, I'll ship it. I don't have no problem with doing that. You just got to cover the cost. I can't pay to ship it to you. You got to cover the cost. Man, we are a half hour to go. If you are just tuning in, this is my first live where people can do a super chat. I'm going to be here for probably another 20 minutes trying to answer questions. I thought I was going to talk about transmissions. That's not happening. I got too many questions here. And I like to tell stories. I don't tell stories a lot in my normal videos. It seems like live chat is story time. Anyway, my wife suggested, hey, if people participate in the financial side of the chat, why don't you do some giveaways? So we set up some goals. If we did $25 in today's live chat, we're going to put people in a raffle to get a sticker. If we did $50 in our live chat, we're going to give away a Robert DIY coffee cup. Original Robert DIY YouTube design. If we raise $100, we'll give away a signed Hot Wheel. Robert DIY signed this Hot Wheel. And if you win the prize from the raffle, we'll send you either one you want below this level. And if we, for some reason, raise $150, we're going to give somebody a Robert DIY t-shirt. For every donation or speed chat or whatever you want to call it that people give up to $2 or more, you'll get an entry into the drawing. So if you give $4.99, that's for 2 entries. If you give $9.99, that's 5 entries. If you give a cold C note, 50 entries in the drawing. It's up to you. We're going to make the drawing here within the next couple of days. Have some random person that don't even know me draw it. We'll notify that person and get them that prize. Hopefully we'll give them all 4, man. That'd be fun. Let me get back to this. I was trying to do that every 15 minutes for the new people that's joining in. It looks like I have 39 people watching, 31 likes. That's cool. Sweet. Love that. All right. So if you need a part for the 960, let me know. Thanks for your input, Robert. Much appreciated. Mr. TM, howdy. That almost looks like the Cookie Monster. Yes, he does save a lot of money and headache. You're so helpful. Robert is worldwide. I have friends in Europe that know Robert from his videos. You know, man, if I can afford it, I would go to Europe, help people if I can. There are people that still hadn't done certain things to their cars because they're just too afraid to do it and don't have mechanics that can help them. There are people that I'm getting messages from that's saying that mechanics are just turning these cars down now. You know, I don't think it's the end of the world when mechanics turn you down. I think it's the end of the world when you can't get the parts. So press on. I'm cool with them not wanting to work on the cars. You got videos that you can get somebody to. Now, my DIY videos, I basically put out 3 videos. I'm putting out DIY videos that have step-by-step detailed instructions for completing the task at hand. I have Hanging Out with Robert weekly videos. These videos just kind of give you an overview of what I got my hands in. It may show a new tip or trick or something like that. But it's just a kind of a weekly update of what I got going on. Really not instructional video. Then I have these live chats, and I also do shorts that answer questions. So my goal in my DIY video that you can use to replace your brake pads, fix your parking brake, remove and replace your airbag or something like that. My target age competency level is 14. If you have a sober brain at the age of 14 and you can get the tool list that's in the video, you should be able to do any repair video I got. I had a teenager, I think he was like 16, maybe 17. He had done a cylinder head job on his car, replaced a burnt valve. No problem, car running well. If you have a 14 or 15-year-old around you, I tell women this all the time. This is a kind of a woman thing. They don't want to try to do it. They don't want to touch it. They don't imagine it. I've asked the lady, do you have a son that's at least 14 years old? If you do and you want to improve your relationship, look at the tool list, get those tools, walk over to your 14-year-old and say, hey, I need your help. He's going to look like, you need my help? Yes. Here's a video of how to do the rear brakes on my car. All the tools are there. There's the part. Take this video, go out there and do it. See you later. This 14-year-old man, he's going to be sweating for about 10, 15 minutes. He's going to look at this video and he's going to be crazy enough to try it and probably going to do it without any problems. I have never got a message that said, man, I gave my 15-year-old that video and those tools and my car is now destroyed. I never got that, man. So I said all that to say this. These videos are really designed to help you get through it. Now, early on when I started making the videos, my gauge was if 2 or 3 people complain about some bad point in the instructions within 30 days, I need to redo that video. So my goal is to have you be able to look at that video and not have any issue doing that repair at all. You shouldn't need to contact me for nothing. I mean nothing. You should be able to do that whole thing and that should be fine. So that's my goal. So people are taking these videos, they're saving money, and I'm glad they are. All right. Just picked up a 98 V70R a couple weeks ago and found your videos. You have given a lot of confidence in doing work myself. Thanks. You are welcome. I roll what the Volvo means. And they sure do roll, and roll. Think I can get a radio unlock code free from the dealer? Yes, you can. And if the dealer says he can't get it, watch the website. Watch the video that I made, how to get your radio code. Follow those instructions, contact Volvo, they'll give you the code. And if for some reason, whoever you hit on Volvo doesn't give you the code in like 24 hours, hit them again. You'll get another person. And if you don't have that code within 3 days, contact like somebody on Facebook or Volvo Speed Facebook or something like that. There are mechanics, service techs, and so forth in those groups that will get you the code for that radio. I have yet to not get a code. So anyway, Mr. TM's got a P, I guess that's 0305. I don't know what a 301-5 is. I don't know if that's a typo or something. You need to clarify that, Mr. TM. The holy grail of wagons, the V70R. I have a 98 V70. Very excited. Have wanted one for a long time. It's normal for a 2016 P3 X60. Make a ticking sound while idling. Ticking sounds rhythmatic. That change when you hit your gas pedal is likely something in the belt path. So you need to make sure that your service has been done on your serpentine belt, your water pump, that kind of stuff. Uh, I don't know if you got a four cylinder. It's probably a four cylinder. I don't know, but something in the path. But no, ticking sounds not normal. I would have that thing checked out. What's the timing chain slop on the tensioner high five? I don't understand that. Do 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 do. Just watch your XC90 fuel pump replacement video. Fuel pump fuse was blown. Could anything other than a bad fuel pump cause the pump fuse to blow? Man, I don't know. I've never seen one of those fuses blown. I would assume it's a short in the pump. You can replace it, see if it blows again. If it blows again, you probably got a bad pump. Unless somehow you got some wiring issue. Some varmint has got in there and chewed some wire bare, or some wires rubbing on something, got bare, and replace it. You could unplug the pump and change the fuse, see if it blows with the pump unplugged. That might help. I found the 98 S70 S90, $3,400 with 119K. Man, that sounds so good. No. Sounds like it went into limp mode. 2000 S70 GLSC just started flashing arrow. Any idea? Scan that thing for codes, man. That's like a $3 million system. You know, I don't know if I'm worth that much, but that system and that check engine light system is probably smarter than me. The people that developed that definitely smarter than me. The people that figured out how to read those codes definitely smarter than me. Ask those guys by plugging in a Volvo class scanner, reading those codes and going from there. Yep. Common up flashing arrow thing is PMP switch, problem with the transmission computer, transmission problems, last but not least, misfiring. So I really don't know. It's a stab in the dark. Shift up, take off, traction control. Hey man, I think I sent you that Hot Wheel. I'm glad you put it to good use. Yes, sir. Uh-oh, my chat disappeared. Here we go. What are your first Volvo models and what started your love for the Volvo brand? Let's see, when I was in the military, my first air base assignment was at Pope Air Force Base, North Carolina. There was a guy there named John. He went with me when I decided to purchase my first car. He believed in Volvos, but man, the 700 series was too expensive for me, and the 200 series was too ugly for me. And they didn't have any performance. You know, those cars without a turbo was just dead. So I ended up buying, under his guidance, I tried to get a Toyota Cressida. Very few of those cars on the road, but they had a super engine. Those were a four-door sedan. I was a practical guy. I like four-door sedan. Those cars were fast. My roommate had a Trans Am. I ate him up in that Cressida. Quiet, smooth. I didn't keep the Cressida because I thought it needed brakes. They didn't want to do it. I figured my money was too good for that. So I ended up getting a Honda Accord. But the things that John taught me by taking me to a Volvo dealer, showing me how well those cars were built versus other manufacturers, I just couldn't afford a 700 series. And those 240s were just too ugly for me. They just looked like, I don't know, cars that people on golf courses or something like that would drive. They were just, to me, they were ugly. And didn't have enough bells and whistles. Those cars were so basic. So anyway, I bought my Honda Accord, drove that for a year and a half. Then I moved to Japan with the Air Force. And while I was there, I was off post one day and noticed a Volvo dealership. I wandered in there, and there was a guy in there selling Volvos to military people on a discount. So I bought my first 740 for like 17.5, and I had it shipped back. They were shipping it back to US for free for me. So I got that thing shipped back. I put over 400,000 miles on that thing, man. That car was absolutely perfect. Slow as all get out, but absolutely perfect. And that's what got me in the Volvo. So my first one was a 1987 740 GLE that I bought brand new in Japan. Now in Japan, like mobsters bought Volvos and BMWs and Mercedes. So if you was driving something like that, people got out of your way. And the tradition is large cars have the right of way. Man, I would roll down the street in that Volvo, the streets were just clear. Get out of the way, that big car. So anyway, it was easy driving it there. What's your opinion on K-Jets, specifically 81 240 GLT manual? Man, the K-Jet system not that bad if you got the parts to fix it. The problem with those things come in when people let those things sit, and now a lot of those computers are going bad. So people think they got fuel injection problems, and it's not. It's a computer problem. So, it's an old car, man. You got to have patience. You got to have long suffering endurance. So, it is what it is. I'm not a hater of K-Jet. It's just, hey, stay in touch with the right people. Now, if you got a 240 with any kind of Volvo problem, man, Alex at Swedish Car Parts, he's probably your guy. Just don't do something weird that tick him off. 'Cause he don't do well when people get weird with him. He don't need you. You need him. So I love the guy. The guy loves me. We're like brothers. He calls me his big brother. But I've seen him go sideways with some people. Call a guy, be gracious. He'll be gracious back, man. He'll help you with that 240 stuff. And he does stuff like for us, like not for money, like really. He's doing it for the love of the brand. He's not, and he may charge you like a dealer would, maybe, maybe not, but he don't need the money. He's manufacturing parts, selling them all over the world, to companies that are reselling his parts. So if you buy a Volvo part from another company, you probably find that part on his website, and they're probably selling the part that they had him make. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. But he's a 240 guy. He's got as many 240s as I have 850s. No doubt. He just does. The arrow scares me too. Traction control button is by my e-brake, or it's on the gear shift knob. Oh my God, I didn't know. Man, my phone just shut down. I didn't even know the battery was low. But it seemed like it let me come back on. I was trying to come on my computer. It wouldn't let me, but my phone battery died. No warning, no nothing. So I don't remember where I was. Let me go back to watching my live stream, see if I can figure out where I was in these comments, man. Do. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's go up here. Reading the comments. I'm trying to figure out where I was before my phone shut down. I hope people see me. I'm down to 14 viewers. Some people are coming back. Come back, good people. All right, I think I'm where I was. Arrow scares me too. Traction control button is by the handbrake. Junkyard. Stabbing. Hi, Luke. I'm going to bed, dude. All right, Sweck, man. Thank you for coming in and being you, man. I appreciate it. Good things do come to good people. Mr. TM, just look it for a test drive. Traction control button is on the dash right of the steering column, still flashing arrow. Thanks for the suggestion. At Keith Thomas, totally agree. That's Mita. Your opinion about manual transmission is the best thing I've ever heard from an American. I can only agree. Driving the automatic is a real nightmare. I have to say that the automatic in these 850s, they're good boxes. You know, they're really good boxes. I've seen them with over 700,000 miles in them. You keep the oil change in those things, the fluid right. They're good boxes, but they're just not manual. It's like someone shifting into your place and they're doing out wrong every. So you obviously can't push start an automatic. You got that right, man. When I converted Panther to a manual, man, I left the key in the ignition for 2 weeks. It's just, I mean, people that drive manual respect cars too much to steal them, I think. Now, I don't know if I told you guys this story. I may have, but somebody tried to jack me one time. They were looking for a ride. A friend of mine suggested I give them a ride. They got in my car like a quarter mile later. They were like wanting to jack me, but they couldn't drive a stick. So they were like kind of stumped of what to do. They would have took my car from me had it been an automatic. But they were like, man, what's this? I was like, what's up? And I was like, God dang it, I'm getting jacked. He was mad, but I was like, look, man, just tell me where to drop you off at, man. No problem. Don't sweat it. Just tell me where to drop you off. So I drove the dude like 5 miles to some hotel or something and dropped him off. Uncomfortable as crap because I didn't have a piece on me. He had a piece. Yeah, man. Get you a manual. I also had a starter going bad. So I started parking strategically to bump start that thing. And then like several months later, the starter started working right. I had the starter in the car prepared to change it if I had to. I just never had to. It had a dead spot in it and it cleared that dead spot. Drove that starter another couple years. Doot, 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 doot. Stick shift anti-theft device. Yep, I just talked about that. Hey man, Volvo owner over here in Virginia on Matt's Volvo forum. Cool, man. I don't get to go for Matt's that often. I'm just so busy. It's ridiculous. Thank you, Courtney. Appreciate you stopping by. Robert, you're a great person. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Your videos have helped me repair the old Volvo. Awesome, man. Thank you for stopping by. It's late run, man, so I'm headed out, but I appreciate the help. I'm on your same page. I'm going to shut this thing down as soon as I get to these comments real quick. It shut me down once for me, but it let me bounce back. My phone rebooted, got the charger plugged in, and here I am. It hung on long enough for me to come back. Hey man, another red Volvo guy. Thank you for all your videos. You're welcome. All right, so those of you who don't know it, for the next hour, if you contribute to my super chat, for every $2 you contribute, you get an entry into a raffle that I'm having. If my super chat raises $25, which it has, we're giving away a sticker, Robert DIY sticker. We're going to put people in a drawing that gave to the super chat. For every $2 you get a drawing, and this was the $25 prize. I think we actually broke $50, and we said if we raise at least $50, we was going to give away a Robert DIY cup. So there's going to be a drawing for the cup. If you gave like $9.99, which to me is $10, you get 5 entries in that drawing. And if we raise $100, I don't know if we're there. I'd have to look at it. We're giving away a Robert DIY Hot Wheel signed by me. May not be this one, but it'll be a Hot Wheel. You know, equal value. If we raise $150, which we may have done that, we're giving away a Robert DIY t-shirt. And we will ship this thing all over the world. So this will be active for the next hour. If we raise 250 bucks, somebody's going to get all four. If you gave 50 bucks, that's 25 entries in the drawing. You can go to PayPal, Zelle, any of those electronic money things. If that money came through between the start of my live and 11:30 Pacific Standard Time, I'm sorry, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, that's New York City time, it'll count. So at 11:30, I'm going to log into those accounts. I'm going to acknowledge who gave donations there. I'm going to figure out how many entries they get. I got Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, any of those things. And if you don't have none of those, call somebody. Call your son, your daughter, your cousin, and say, "Hey, send this guy $5. You know, he's been helpful to me. I've saved a lot of money. He's having a little fun on YouTube right now. Send him $5. Get you a couple drawings in, and square up with them $5 later. You know, you got somebody that thinks you're good for $5. God help you if you don't." So anyway, that's going on. I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Then I'm signing off for the night, and then I'm gonna tally up what's going on here with these donations. And then I've been telling a few stories. You could go back and watch the rest of the live later. I'm going to leave it public. And then I'm also going to finish these comments here before I sign off. So, good morning from Sweden. See, I knew somebody would be up there. Man, those early risers over there in Europe. Hey, man, another Volvo enthusiast here. I got that. Salute to Sweat D. Hey Robert, I'm in my XC right now. What a great car. Thank you for your videos. You are welcome. Just did another alternator idler pulley and serpentine belt today. Nice. Andy, what's up, man? Good to see you stop by. Thank you, my friend. A diagnostic transmission, the solenoid S4 and S5 off. Means I need to replace them. It could mean that your computer is bad, not communicating with them. So if you can get a computer and that's cheaper, I would probably do that first. I'm learning that some of these computers are going bad and they are snitching on other parts when there's nothing wrong with them. I had a lady down in Texas, her car wouldn't come out of first gear unless you manually moved the shifter, and it was her computer. So I just posted a video about that. That's crazy. My son was wrenching with me at 14. Now he's 32. Red steel, heavy duty mechanic. Nice. What caused AC to cycle hot and cold? Probably something bad in the ECC. Could be low refrigerant. Could be something along that lines. I don't know, man. Just have to start troubleshooting it and eliminating things one at a time. I used the PMP reset video from you and reset my flashing arrow. Sweet. Xavier, love this guy. Saved me so much time and money. Yeah. Hey, you're welcome, Xavier. Thank you for your videos. Great story, Robert. I miss my 745 Absolute Beast. You got that right, man. Them 745s are sweet. I wanted to keep that thing. I just didn't have time. I actually donated that car to somebody that lost their vehicle in Texas flood a couple years back. When will there be a new 850R front spoilers available? Those things are available. Swedish Car Parts made a bunch of them. They're expensive to ship, so if you can make some arrangements for someone to help you get one, meet you somewhere or something like that, those things are 10 pounds, but man, they're freaking in 5-6 foot boxes. So they're expensive to ship, but they are available, man. SwedishCarParts.com. Yes, we did lose me for a little while, but I am back trying to get through these comments real quick so I could call it a night. And man, this freaking stupid bar for my comments is not cooperating. Cooperate, man. I'm back where I'm supposed to be. We lose power, check the battery, and then see if you have spark. YouTube is part Volvo. All right. Hope he comes back, man. I made it back, man. Robert's back. I can't believe that my live died because my phone died, and I was able to plug in my charger and get back on the live. That's wild. It gave me that few minutes grace to repower my phone up. Do 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 do. 5-speed for the win. There must be a problem with the traction control or trans. Smart. Small. Check the PNP switch. Ryan. Stick shift isn't the only anti-theft device. Being able to take the wire that powers your fuel pump helps a lot too. I used to believe in kind of making a kill switch for the fuel pump, but these security systems in cars are so good now. If your car is missing, somebody probably towed that thing away. Try finding a new car that's a stick. They don't make them. Yeah, man, they have kind of almost totally gotten rid of that. But now some of these automatics are almost functioning like manuals. It's crazy. I was at a shop not too long ago. They were showing me that automatic transmission they were messing with. It was almost like a manual. That was crazy. But they were in there servicing it. Then there's the sports economy button, which is good. Ryan, Toyota Corolla. Ryan, very few. 100 autos and 1 manual. Yep, 1%. Ryan, you can get a Tacoma, GR Corolla, Supra, and the GR AX6 all in manual. Man, we ain't down here trying to buy no Toyotas. We trying to buy Volvos. There's less in Canada, maybe more in USA. Toyota will literally send you whatever configuration you want. Toyota is doing it right. The manual transmissions are still cheaper than the autos. Man, that's cool. Because I know for a while they didn't do that. My next car will be a Toyota. I love my 78 Celica 5-speed. Man, one of my buddies has like a 83 or 84. He sent me pictures of that, man. That just brought back so many sweet memories of those Toyotas back in those days. Those were nice cars. Macman, thank you. 007. I used to use 007. This channel actually started out as Robert 007, and I changed it to Robert DIY. Have any tips on finding a mechanic that will work on your car with standalone ECUs? I just know I'm going to have an issue finding one when I'm done building it and don't have the time to. Oh, Ryan, man, I don't know. Operates like a manual transmission. All right, I don't see any more comments here, so I'm going to sign off. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Again, if you want to send a donation between now and 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, you're welcome to enter the contest. We're giving away Robert DIY coffee cup or a t-shirt or a Hot Wheel or a sticker. Past the sticker, but hey, if you win the upper level, you could choose anything below it. So if you already got Robert DIY t-shirt, you don't want another one, you want a sticker, we'll send you a sticker. No problem. But hey, I appreciate everybody stopping by. I appreciate your support on my first live chat deal where people could actually send a few bucks as show their appreciation through chat. And thank you very much. I am out, man. It is late here. 10:43. So all those t-shirts available in 3X. You can go on the website, request 3X. It might be a few dollars more. We may have to order that t-shirt in, but we normally get them out within 2 weeks. So you can order any size you want. You also maybe be able to change the color, but I don't know. I think my t-shirt maker has kind of gotten away from that. Thank you for your Volvo AC clutch help. Man, I got that straight from Matthew's Volvo site or somewhere, and I just translated that in video form, so it'll help more people because more people are watching videos. Hi from the UK, Robert. Thanks for the great work you do. You've helped me and my old Volvos on the road for many years. I got myself a black manual V70R recently. Oh, man. Sweet. All-wheel drive manuals, man. That's cool. I'm out. God bless you guys.